This is the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Our cooperation demonstrated in humanitarian assistance and disaster response one another of crisis as well for together.
Are you ready to open your mind? We're tackling topics others won't.
There should always be that collaboration between families, the communities, the school.
Most of the household, ayaw nilang pag-usapan anything about sex.
Or parang na-attract sila dun sa industry namin na tigil nyo yan.
It's time to stop the stigma and start the science.
Because here on Naked Minds, we break the silence.
Naked Minds, every Friday, 10 p.m. on IBC 13.
Tonight's headlines: the Philippines secures advanced energy cooperation with Japan with an agreement to develop a strategic petroleum reserve program.
Senator Robin Padilla's force majeure remark sparks heated debate as lawmakers clash over proposed online attendance in Senate sessions.
The Ombudsman files graft and plunder cases against Senator Jinggoy Estrada and others as Estrada vows to exhaust all legal remedies to defend his principles and seek the truth.
And heavy rains drench parts of Metro Manila as Tropical Storm Jangmi slows down and is expected to enter PAR tonight or tomorrow morning. All these and more here on 13 News.
Good evening, I am William Thio. We are bringing you the day's top stories that shape the country, straightforward, clear, and concise.
I'm Angela C. Under one flag with 3 mandates to inform, explain, and empower the nation. This is 13 News. Several lawmakers debunk Senator Robin Padilla's claim, saying current international conflicts do not justify force majeure. Amid the backlash, Padilla and other individuals are facing an obstruction of justice complaint linked to Senator Bato de la Rosa's escape. The full report from IBC News correspondent Ezra Abad.
Senator Robin Padilla faced backlash after a viral Facebook post amid a push to amend Senate rules allowing senators to attend sessions online. On his post, he asked if the armed conflict in the Middle East and the looming Super El Nino could already be considered as force majeure events. According to dictionary definition, force majeure means irresistible force or an event that is unexpected and beyond control. Meanwhile, according to an expert,
halimbawa, kunyari ay nagkalindol o kaya bumaha ng sobra, di ba, malakas yung ulan, or halimbawa pumutok yung bulkan and you are not actually able to go to the Senate, then you can actually be allowed to participate through Zoom.
Walang ganon. Wala tayo sa estado na ganon, sir.
Wala naman tayo sa estado na ganon.
Minority senators already oppose teleconferencing, insisting that physical presence is essential in deliberations. Senator Ping Lacson described Padilla's claims as an unforced error. Senator Risa Ontiveros also rejected Padilla's reasoning, while Senator Erwin Tulfo said it was shameful for senators to seek online work while ordinary employees work daily. Even congressmen rejected this. House Prosecutor Lord Dan Suwan stressed online voting should not be allowed, warning that this could affect the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Online voting should not be the norm in proceedings of this magnitude. An impeachment proceeding it's one of the gravest constitutional responsibilities entrusted to public officials. For me, that's just noise. Kailangan po natin bumalik sa Constitution, sa proper na process. Personally, I don't think it should be allowed.
Even experts like former Law Dean Mel Santamaria agreed, calling online voting improper.
Ang mga judges mag-evaluate sila ng mga witnesses, di ba? Di ba, Earl? Di ba? Pero tayong mga madlang nanonood, mag-judge rin tayo sa mga ugali ng judges. Kung naka-online sila, ang daling magkuble, ang daling magtago, ang daling magpanggap. Di ba? So, hindi natin makikita kung sino talaga dyan ang walang pakialam, kung sino talaga ang seryoso.
Meanwhile, the palace said President Marcos Jr. will not interfere with the Senate's rules since the administration is focused on delivering aid to Filipinos.
Lumalabas po talaga na maayos naman ang mga rules at nais lamang nila itong baguhin.
To recall, last Tuesday, minority senators walked out of the plenary hall to block the amendment vote being pushed by the majority bloc. One of the majority's members, Senator Bato de la Rosa, remains in hiding after leaving the Senate on May 14. Police launched raids in Pampanga, Bulacan, and Metro Manila but failed to locate the senator.
There are other areas na chinecheck. We are doing our best. Because these areas are known areas where connected to Senator Bato, where he is supposed to be hiding.
The Criminal Investigation and Detection Group said it will file an obstruction of justice complaint against Senator Robin Padilla and 6 other individuals before the National Prosecution Service.
When the Senator Bato de la Rosa and company left the Senate premises, it was not a mere hitch ride. A backup vehicle was waiting outside of the Senate premises. What I can only say is that we will be preparing the case for evaluation by the Department of Justice for obstruction of justice.
Ezra Abad, IBC News.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. deepened strategic and economic partnership with Japan during his state visit to Tokyo. Tonight, the two countries announced talks on military information sharing, double taxation, and maritime borders.
They also elevated ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership, while the president pushed for stronger cooperation on clean energy and long-term energy security. Let's have the full details now from IBC News correspondent Eugene Fernandez.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and Japan continue to deepen their strategic and economic partnership following a series of high-level meetings during the president's state visit to Tokyo. Among the major developments announced were the start of formal negotiation on the sharing of classified military information, the avoidance of double taxation, the delimitation of maritime borders, and the elevation of Philippine-Japan relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. The president also pushed for stronger cooperation on clean energy and long-term energy security during his meeting with former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Discussions centered on the Asia Zero Emission Community or AZEC, including the development of renewable energy, low-carbon technologies, and energy resilience program across the region. President Marcos welcomed Japan's $10 billion Power Asia initiative, which aims to strengthen energy procurement and diversification in Asia. The chief executive also met with Tsuneshi Group Corporation to discuss possible investments related to shipbuilding expansion and green maritime technologies. Meanwhile, the president secured an estimated 53.6 billion pesos worth of potential investments from major Japanese companies. These include projects involving shipbuilding, semiconductor, manufacturing, AI-driven technologies, and green maritime industries. Among the companies that met with President was Furukawa Electric Company Limited, where discussions focused on the expansion of its Philippine operations involving heat sink and thermal management technologies. The President also held talks with executives of Sumitomo Electric Industries Limited, with discussion focused on strengthening the Philippines' role in the global electronics industry. These investments are expected to generate more than 10,000 jobs across different parts of the country.
As we mark 70 years of the normalization of our diplomatic relations, we are no longer simply commemorating history. We are entering a new chapter, a chapter defined not only by friendship but by deeper integration, shared growth, and a common belief in the future.
These efforts form part of the administration's broader goal of strengthening the economy through foreign investments and strategic partnerships. President Marcos also addressed some members of Japan's National Diet, where he recognized Japan's contribution to peace, humanitarian assistance, and development in the region.
Our cooperation is also clearly demonstrated in humanitarian assistance and disaster response, when our nations stand ready to help one another in times of crisis, as well as in law enforcement collaboration, where we work together to combat transnational crime and promote maritime safety. In all these areas,
cabinet officials who joined the state visit also highlighted the administration's whole-of-government approach in securing partnerships with Japan. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chularel Jr. said the delegation was able to learn from Japan's advanced agricultural systems through field visits and engagement with investors.
The trip is not only puro usap-usap lang with the investors, with the government, and with the trip is also a lot of traveling, no, outside the meeting places, and pumunta kami sa field. Hindi araw-araw na nakasuit kami. So talagang trabaho.
Meanwhile, PCO Acting Secretary Dave Gomez said Japanese officials and business leaders continue to show strong respect and confidence in the Philippine president due to his commitment to economic growth and regional cooperation.
Ngayong araw na to, punong-puno ang schedule ng ating Pangulo. Nagsimula ngayong umaga alas 10 hanggang mamayang I think 9-10 p.m. no, matapos yung kanilang ng Prime Minister ng Japan. So puro trabaho ang Pangulo natin itong the last 2 days. No? So if I may paraphrase what the President said yesterday in one of his meetings, we do not inherit the future. We create the future. And the Philippines and Japan will be creating a future based on limitless possibilities.
Eugene Fernandez, IBC News.
At the state banquet in Tokyo, Japanese Emperor Naruhito shared fond memories with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and the Philippines. The emperor recalled how in 1970, the president visited Japan with former First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos to attend to the Japan World Exposition. He also said that his first foreign visit included a stop at Manila International Airport to refuel after a trip to Australia. Emperor Naruhito explained that the deep bond between the Philippines and Japan has been cemented through years of helping each other during times of disaster. Meanwhile, the Ombudsman has filed graft and plunder cases against Senator Jinggoy Estrada and others, which have been raffled to separate divisions of the Sandigan Bayan. The graft cases are linked to a Department of Justice probe into flood control project scandal, where around 573 million pesos in kickbacks were reportedly funneled to Estrada. The Ombudsman also confirmed that complaints against other senators are currently under preliminary investigation.
I want to emphasize that this is very clear. Our case is built on solid, immovable evidence.
Meanwhile, Senator Jinggoy Estrada already has issued his statement. Estrada said he will exhaust all legal efforts to face the charges, uphold his principles, and seek the truth.
The Australia-Philippines Business Council reaffirmed that the country's economic ties with Australia are much stronger. According to APBC, President Rafael Toda, many Australian investors are eyeing opportunities in the country's business sector, agriculture, and infrastructure.
It is not, in my opinion, constructive or productive to have to dwell on what has unfortunately happened in the Philippines, and it doesn't aid to our progress or the enhancement of our relationship.
The two countries earlier marked their 80th year anniversary, with the Philippine ambassador to Australia noting that cooperation has steadily grown over the years.
The Australian government has always been open to working with us, whether in international fora or bilaterally in terms of development assistance.
Prepare for rainy weather ahead, folks. Pag-asa warned many areas will experience rainfall as the southwest monsoon season nears. Earlier tonight, a heavy downpour has hit parts of Metro Manila. Drivers at the Metro Manila Skyway were seen braving the sudden rain shower. Meanwhile, the tropical storm Jangmi has now slowed down. Jangmi is expected to enter the Philippine area of responsibility tonight or tomorrow morning. According to Pag-asa, the weather disturbance may intensify into a tropical cyclone by Saturday.
Pasok ng Philippine Area of Responsibility mamayang gabi or bukas ng madaling araw. At ito'y pag pumasok ng PARS, tatawaging bagyong Doming. Huling namataan po natin ito, 1,235 kilometers, silangan ng southeastern Luzon. Taglay po nito ang lakas na hangin na 75 kilometers per hour malapit sa gitna at bugsong aabot naman hanggang 90 kilometers per hour.
The Weather Bureau further warned that due to the habagat season coinciding with the pre-developing strong El Nino, heavy rainfall events during the season are much higher.
Well, sa ngayon po, doon sa patuloy na minomonitor natin ang pagpasok ng bagyo, no, posible pong ito ang magpa-enhance ng tinatawag nating southwesterly wind flow na posibleng maging panimula na rin po nitong tinatawag nating habagat at onset ng tag-ulan. And kasabay rin po nung ating minomonitor na El Nino.
When we come back, the DENR relocates trees affected by another expressway project. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
Are you ready to open your mind? We're tackling topics others won't.
There should always be that collaboration between families, the communities, the school.
Most of the household, ayaw nilang pag-usapan anything about sex.
Or parang na-attract sila dun sa industry namin. Tigil yan.
It's time to stop the stigma and start the science.
Because here on Naked Minds, we break the silence.
Naked Minds, every Friday, 10 p.m. on IBC 13.
The Department of Environment and Natural Resources is strengthening its environment protection and preservation efforts, starting with the tree transplanting initiative in Metro Manila. IBC correspondent Victor Liantino has the story.
The construction of the Southern Access Link Expressway is currently underway, but it is not just roads and concrete being moved. The DNR is actively relocating trees in the project's path to avoid unnecessary cutting.
May mga expert findings kasi tayo dun sa mga puno na kapag transplant sila, hindi na magsusurvive kasi yung iba decaying na sila and therefore very low survival rate na kapag transplant natin.
Rather than traditional transplantation, the agency is opting for earth balling, moving the tree with its roots ball and soil intact to transfer them to a safer environment. The DNR is also initiating a massive reforestation effort within the capital to compensate for the project's impact.
Ang figure natin is 50,700 seedlings ang ikakalat natin all over the city of Manila to make sure that ma-offset natin yung mga nawala.
However, officials admit that not every tree can be saved. Forester Arturo Calderon explained that trees suffering from basal rot or internal decay are marked for cutting as final resort, primarily to prevent potential hazard to the public.
May mga damage na po sa mismong puno. That's why na-recommend po siya for cutting.
So far, 40 out of 94 target trees have been successfully relocated. The agency has assured the public they are implementing mitigating measures to maintain the area's shade and ensure that the removal of trees does not contribute to flood risk.
Yung ating tinitignan dito is kung aabot ng 90%, maganda. Okay, yun ang ating ini-aim.
The DNR remains committed to the continuous monitoring of all relocated trees to ensure that they adapt successfully to their new surroundings. Victor Liantino, IBC News.
The state visit of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in Japan is expected to further boost the Philippines as an international economic hub for foreign countries. According to political analyst Professor Froilan Calilong, the two nations have long been partners in both geopolitical and economic matters, with Japan serving as a trusted ally on the global stage. Calilong added that the Philippines can learn from Japan in key areas as the country is already considering by foreign countries as a future international technological spot. The country's stronger economic ties may open opportunities, strengthening the Philippines' image as a global destination hub.
Meanwhile, a replica of Balangay, a century-old watercraft, has historically traversed Pasig River. The Balangay is one of the oldest wooden boats in Southeast Asia, used by early Filipinos to trade and travel. Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary Mon Ilagan said the historic boat would be featured in the ASEAN Summit. He shared how Balangay became an integral part in the early ASEAN relationship.
Right, oo. We will feature this as part of the ASEAN kasi ang laki ang role. Malaki ang role itong Balangay. So, dito nagsimula sa Balangay yung parang samahan ng mga ASEAN.
In commemoration of National Flag Day, many institutions gave honor to the Philippine flag today. In Imus, Cavite, the National Historical Commission of the Philippines kicked off its annual commemoration of the day with a symbolic flag-raising ceremony. The National Museum also joined the observance, displaying a Philippine flag over its columns. Tonight, the University of Santo Tomas also lit up in red, blue, and yellow in respect to the colors of the Philippine flag. Four vessels crossing the Strait of Hormuz have been fired at after failing to coordinate with Iranian forces. Meanwhile, a group of villagers trapped in a cave in Laos for over a week have been saved. This and other developments across the globe from Holy Bakay's report.
In Laos, rescuers celebrated after successfully saving 5 out of 7 villagers trapped in a cave for more than a week. The group had reportedly been searching for gold when a landslide triggered by heavy rains blocked the cave's entrance. Cave divers shared that the passageway was completely submerged by flood waters, making rescue efforts even more difficult. The search for the remaining 2 continues. The Islamic Revolutionary Guards has fired at 4 vessels attempting to cross the Strait of Hormuz. Iran said the ships entered the Persian Gulf without coordinating with security forces. U.S. President Donald Trump once again affirmed that negotiations to end the war includes efforts to open the strait. Friends actor Matthew Perry's live-in assistant has been sentenced to more than 3 years in prison. The Los Angeles court found Perry's assistant guilty of conspiracy for administering multiple injections of ketamine that led to his drug overdose. 4 others, including the actor's doctor, pleaded guilty of supplying Perry with drugs. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, a rare albino buffalo dubbed Donald Trump was spared from the Eid al-Adha sacrifice. The buffalo had already been sold for ritual slaughter, but the government intervened. The animal gained social media popularity for its striking resemblance to the U.S. president, prompting the government to place the buffalo under the care of the National Zoo. Holy Bakay, IBC News.
The Philippines shines in Europe as the nation's boxing team secures 4 gold medals in their campaign. Meanwhile, despite her early exit at the French Open tournament, Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala once again gained international recognition. Josh Yusai reports.
Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala has been recognized in the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list for sports and entertainment. Forbes highlighted Ayala's historic rise in double tennis, including becoming the highest-earning Filipino tennis player of all time. Ayala also recognized as the first Filipina to win a Grand Slam singles match at the US Open. In the world of boxing, the Philippine team claimed 4 gold medals across 2 tournaments in Serbia and the Netherlands. The strong performance started with the team ruling the men's 50kg and women's 57kg categories at the 63rd Belgrade Winter Boxing Tournament. The Philippine team's victory marks a great progress as they are now preparing for the Asian Games in September. Meanwhile, the Palarong Pambansa will return to the National Capital Region next year, with Quezon City serving as host. Palarong Pambansa Secretary General Malcolm Garma confirmed this development, noting that the Quezon City government will formally accept the turnover during the closing ceremony on May 31. This marks the return of Palarong Pambansa to Metro Manila since 2023 when Marikina City hosted the Games. Josh Yusai, IBC News.
Here are the results of the 9 p.m. draws from the PCSO. For the Lotto 642, the winning numbers are 39, 38, 34, 21, 10, and 3 with a jackpot price of 10 million pesos. For the Super Lotto 649, the winning combination is 39, 40, 1, 47, 29 and 17 with a jackpot price of 25 million pesos. For the 6D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 9, 0, 2, 9, 1, and 6. For the 3D Lotto, the winning combination is 8, 6, and 0. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 7 and 11. There is no winner for the Lotto 642 and Super Lotto 649.
Calling all board game enthusiasts for the All Aboard Expo Day 2. The expo showcases Filipino-themed board games while also featuring tournaments, workshops, interactive booths, and more. The event is free to the public, which occurs at the MICE Center in Quezon City until May 31.
And those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 30 News. Good night, everyone.